Can I buy a property in Canada as a foreign investor? The short answer is yes, but the real answer is it's complicated. Whether you are an investor, entrepreneur, or high net worth individual today, I'll break down exactly what you need to know before buying in Canada. As of 2023, Canada introduced a foreign buyer ban on residential properties. But there are exceptions. Non-residents can still buy properties if they fall under certain categories, such as purchasing for rental purposes or investing in commercial real estate. Let's break down what's allowed and what's not. Commercial properties have no restrictions for foreign investors, and multi-unit properties over 4 units in the same building are allowed. Now, residential properties are restricted for most non-residents. Now, here is where it gets interesting. You can buy a property in Canada if you fall into one of these categories. You are an international student who have lived in Canada for 5 years or more, or you have a work permit holder and you have filed taxes for 3 years or more. Corporations listed on a Canadian stock exchange are allowed to buy properties, and surprisingly, US citizens and permanent residents, yes, they are exempt. So even if you can buy, there's a cost to investing here. Let's talk about taxes. Even if you could invest, you still have to pay a 25% of the purchase price because you are non-resident. And that is called non-resident speculation tax. And then you have to pay the transfer tax. Every house that is purchased and sold in Canada has to pay the transfer tax, and that varies by province. And then the property taxes that are per year typically is a 0.5 to 1.5% of the property value. Let's think that you are ready to buy. Where would you buy? Where should you invest? Here are some prime locations based on appreciation potential and rental demand. Toronto has high rental yields and has a global market appeal. Vancouver has the luxury market and an international demand. And Muskoka is perfect for luxury vacation rentals. Calgary is another option. Has lower prices than most other places in Canada, and it has a fast-growing real estate value. All right, you have the location, you have the money, so now let's talk about final steps to secure your property in Canada as a foreign buyer. Hire a real estate lawyer. To navigate the local laws, you need a real estate lawyer. Not any lawyer, a real estate lawyer. Then open a Canadian bank account. That is required for the transactions. You are paying through the Canadian bank account. You need to have the money here in the Canadian bank account. You cannot just transfer the day you are purchasing the money from your country. No. You need to get a Canadian tax account to pay property taxes. And then you have the possibility to sign the purchase agreement and close the deal with a deposit. So, can you buy property in Canada as a foreigner? Yes, but only if you understand the rules and plan strategically. If you're serious about investing, hit subscribe because I'll be sharing more insights and expert advice to help you make your next big move. See you in the next video.